I am Angela Burnett Penn, a proud public officer with the Ministry of Natural Resources and Labor. I serve as an environmental officer. Right now, my primary responsibility is the climate change portfolio, under which we plan how the Virgin Islands is going to respond to the climate change threat. That is how we're going to minimize the impacts of climate change, and also how we're going to transition our energy economy into a greener and cleaner future. I also do broader environmental work. For example, developing environmental policies, legislation, program, and special projects, all with the view of doing things to protect, enhance, and restore the natural environment. So every country has a set of core assets, the things that really drive it, sustain it, grow it, fuel it. In the Virgin Islands, our core asset happens to be our natural environment and the beauty of it. So it's very important for the future of the country that we really protect it, and it's in reality very fragile. If we don't develop in a manner that's sustainable and conscious of that environment, we can easily destroy the very thing that we rely so heavily on. I come from a family of service, and I can remember from the time I was a little girl, barely understanding English, my mother would always hammer in my head how important it was that I grew up, got educated, and really came back and contributed to the development of the Virgin Islands and the wider Caribbean. So for me, being a public officer is more than just a job. It's really, I think, nation building, and that's how I see my role, and I hope that other public officers see themselves as nation builders. As a Virgin Islander, I have a vision for my country and where I want to see it go, and I don't want to just sit on the sidelines and wait or expect somebody else to do it. I want to be a part of the change that I want to see in the Virgin Islands. And for me, making sure that there is a resilient environment and something that our children can have to cherish and depend on is very important. I believe in being the best professional that I can be, delivering effective and efficient service to the people. Although I have a supervisor and a boss, I believe that I'm ultimately accountable to the public, to the taxpayers. So I constantly ask myself, is what I'm doing or being asked to do in the interest of the public? And that is really my guiding principle as a public officer.